Hey everyone, it's Zach with Palantir Research. Palantir just dropped a new Alex Karp interview from the FII Institute. It's around 20 minutes long and starts out entertainingly with Karp showing off his French skills with the host. Now, there's a lot of similar talking points we've covered on many of these interviews before that Karp gets asked about, like his perspective on AI, security, privacy, geopolitical events, all of that. And we've seen a lot of these recently too. But check out the full interview when you have a chance. But the one theme I've seen come up recently and wanted to focus on for this video is that Karp pointed out around the world the areas that will get ahead when it comes to AI technology.
But then the countries that are adopting them and doing the most with them, I think you're going to find are in America and also in the Middle East. And why is that? Because it's another thing that's very unfair. This is a highly inequitable revolution.
And this, of course, is the United States he's mentioned a lot before. But more surprisingly, he keeps on pointing out the Middle East now more recently. Now, if you've been following closely out in Dubai when speaking at the last summit, he also has been praising the region for their adoption and willingness to learn and pick up AI for the countries. So there are 2 points that come to mind that make me wonder about this being Palantir's strategy in the near future or currently. First is the Israel and Hamas conflict. With a lot of attention focused on the Baltics and Ukraine last year, we didn't really hear too much about the Middle East, even though the region is technically still going on with things, honestly, until Israel and Hamas back in October was at least put back into the minds of a lot of everyday people out in the West. So I'll let you be the judge if that's good or bad. But it seems with this recent event here and Karp continuing to bring up the Middle East, it sounds like this might be the focus for the company commercially and maybe governmental wise, maybe out of sheer coincidence, but also because of this recent event. And the second point too is that deal-wise, it's not like we saw a huge influx here, but I'd say for the more recent months, we've got more snippets than usual with the work they're doing with the Babco deal. I think this interview, even though it's not the main point of the conversation with the Middle East strategy, further solidifies at least as a clue for the company in the near future. For my own personal opinion, it's not a stretch for Palantir to be in the region commercially. Consider their early commercial applications jumping from only the military was to oil and gas. Now, for sprawling state-controlled oil companies, this is actually a very good application in my opinion to get results considering it is centrally run and they can actually take action. Palantir can allow them more visibility into not only current operations, but possibly with AIP as well at the edge. It won't be a stretch for them to try predictive modeling and more on more at the edge with trying to see how well maybe oil prices can be affected from weather, conflicts, to even just other commercial data out there that's readily available, maybe like the tanker locations around the world. The possibilities really are endless. Now, remember though, first, this focus on the Middle East is still speculation on my part, but these interviews reveal more and more, like I said, some of the mindset and opinions of the company, especially from Karp, who has controlled the direction and strategy of Palantir. If you're going to praise them so publicly, I mean, it's not a bad move if you want to do business with them. So I'll keep an eye out for more clues, and maybe this adoption in the region will actually be an area of growth to look forward. But do you think I'm grasping at straws here? Let me know below, and I'll see you in the next video.